Welcome. Happy Friday, everyone. We're back. Smurf's back. We're excited. On today's show, we're going to give constructive feedback on how to improve your marketing, your storytelling, your reward tiers, so you can get better audience engagement and ultimately funding success. This is the one show that helps indie creators win. At the end of this show, we will choose one campaign to back based on which one had the best presentation. So stay to the end to see who will be chosen, because in the end,
There can be only one.
welcome, Smurf. It's good to have you back. Tell us all what's been going on and where have you been?
Holy God, I have been from one end to the country to another. I have done Denver Fan Expo. I have done California. I have done Vegas. I have done Texas. I have been all over this wonderful nation of ours, all in the quest of comic books and entertaining the masses. Did you miss me?
I did. We did. It was great to have our guest on last week, but it was still you were missed.
She did an amazing job. I was like, I got to be back on next week, or she's going to replace me. Sure as hell. I was like, oh no. She did too good of a job. Well done. But it was good that you were able to have a fill-in. I can't say replace. Bad words.
No, not replaced.
Not replaced. But it looked like, I missed a lot too. I kind of watched it later on to get caught up, and
yeah,
there's a lot of campaigns out there. Holy Lord. There's even a friend of mine launching their Kickstarter this weekend at San Diego Comic-Con, which I may or may not go into tomorrow. Maybe. I haven't decided. But I'm trying to get them to bring their Kickstarter onto here, but they just launched it this weekend.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of campaigns going on. Everyone's out there trying to make their comics, and I love it. I love seeing all these comics. Let's see, making sure everything is up and running. I see that we're out there on the Facebooks,
on the interwebs.
On the interwebs. If you guys are watching, be sure and share this out to your groups. We want to get more viewers. We want to help more creators get their comics successfully funded and out there, because indie comics rock, and we want to help the success of all of them. All right, so I'm sharing this out right now. That's what I'm doing.
Doing the same. As we busily work, trying to do our job. And of course, what time is it? It's cat butt time.
Yes. We were joking around before the show because we were talking, and then it was like, okay, it's time. And the instant it was time, Sam jumps up, gets in camera, puts his butt in the camera view. He knows what time it is.
He does.
Welcome, John Westhoff. He is with us again today. I love his icon. I am not at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm at home.
There's a lot of people posting that up. Like, they're so, I don't want to say bitter, but you're bitter, all right? I mean, everybody knows. It's okay.
What are they bitter? Okay. What are they bitter about? What's the city? What's spill the tea? Why are people bitter about Comic-Con?
I know it isn't winter. Actually, right now is kind of like the hot spot. Second to third quarter.
So yeah. Since we've been gone, last show we had episode 56 of the Comic Book Showdown. We had Lori Calcaterra here as a guest. We looked at 3 indie comic campaigns: Terra Quill Horizons, Astro Alliance, and one called Plague. And we uncovered a lot of things, like, why it's important to pitch with clarity, some emotional connection, and some strategic marketing that can help make or break your campaign. But in the end, there can be only one, and Terra Quill was our winner last week, so congratulations to them. Also, I got a couple of announcements. Number one, let's see if I can show this. I mentioned this last week, and I'm going to be mentioning it over and over again. But if you guys are trying to make campaigns and you watch this show, we give a lot of valuable information on this show. But a lot of people were asking me, what can I do or sooner? Because a lot of times you're not getting this feedback until you're already well into your campaign, and they want to know this information sooner while they're building the campaign. So what I ended up doing is putting together a service on my website. I'm going to share that now, called the Crowdfund Clinic. And the goal of this is to fix the mistakes before they cost you backers. Basically, this is an indie comic service specifically for this target audience. And so we'll fine tune your project, help you get video feedback, make sure that you're getting straight to the point. Make sure you're using all the best features, like using the jump points. Just trying to get the absolute best success for your campaign that you can. And as you can see here, there's a bunch of people who have given endorsements on this new service, and we want to offer this at an affordable price. So jump down here to pricing. You can see that they start at only $20. You can get your campaign reviewed. You'll get a detailed breakdown of the positives, things that are working well, and the things that can use improvement. We'll dive into not only just what's on your page, but also even things like your title and your tagline. Is it written in a way that's emotionally engaging? For $10 more, we're also going to dive into all of your reward tiers and your add-on, make sure that those make sense, give you some strategy for how to make those work to the best of your advantage, maybe give you a whale team if you're missing it. And then our largest one is only $35. It includes all of that stuff, plus we deep dive into your video and give you feedback on how to make your video really reach people and reach that target audience the best you can. So,
because let's face it, the whole thing is going live with it all set and perfect, and you grab everybody, you're not losing anyone, and your initial launch is probably your most impactful, because it's everyone's keyed, everyone's in a feeding frenzy, Shark Week, and they want to be part of this. And if there's gaps or holes, then it also it eliminates that. It gives you that much more professional pitch, which a lot of people are looking for. The number one concern is this going to stick around? Are they going to fulfill this? So coming off as professional and as streamlined as possible out of the gate not only helps you, but it also helps your campaign. It escalates it to that much of a successful and a success rate. So that's what we want. We want the industry to survive, because let's face it, it's a little rough out there. So the more comic books save lives. God damn it.
That's right. Indie comics rock. And we want to help everyone, do the best that they can and succeed. So that's why this service is now available. So just go check it out at actionlinestudios.com. I'll put the link. The link's actually in the description of these videos, but I'll put it in the comments as well. All right. So, and next week we're going to have our show sponsored by somebody. It's a big secret, though. Shh. We're very excited, though.
It's in the stars.
Benjamin asked a question earlier, and Smurf, you kind of alluded to it. I feel like my experience has led me to believe that like late spring is one of the most ideal times. If you get too far into summer, sometimes you can run into, which we're dealing with right this second, Comic-Con conflict, right? Our viewership is down, and I guarantee you that some of that's just because people have got their eyes focused on what's going on with Comic-Con. What new tea are they going to spill from the the stages and whatnot? And so, plus people are like saving their money to go spend money at these Comic-Cons. And so you're competing with that. And then in the fall, you're competing with winter and holiday purchases and things like that. So I have found that right after like March into April, like I would probably call April or May like the two most ideal times because you're getting return checks from the IRS. There's everybody's paid off all this money they spent from Christmas. And they're not really diving in yet into their summer spending and their vacationing and all that other stuff. So I feel like that's what my experience has told me, but that's just one man's opinion.
I mean, I agree, and it also depends on how you approach the campaign. I mean, because you can take full advantage of the con season if you plan properly, and like my friend who's
Yes.
got a booth in San Diego Comic-Con, who got everything like lined up to just fall right into place, and it's not an easy trick, trust me. But if you can work your con, if you have a local one, or if you're able to travel like to the Vegas or Planet or any of the comic focused Comic Cons, then do that. Get it part of the campaign. Figure out a trip and launch it in a bigger environment. More eyes, the better. So in a comic environment where people are coming and going, hey, can I show you my Kickstarter? And immediately you should get a lot of people hooked. And if you have a QR code set up at your table, they may walk away. But hey, before you go, scan the QR code. You can build momentum so that even if they don't jump on it right then and there, you leave an impression, they scan the QR code, and they still have eyes on it that they can come back around later. So just plan appropriately. I mean, that's execution is pretty much all Kickstarter is. Having the product is helpful, but how you execute it and how you present it is just as important as the project itself.
That's really great advice, Murph. I have actually experienced being at smaller events or different conventions with giveaway product that has the QR code of my campaign on it, of my Kickstarter campaign. So yeah, you can totally take advantage of the crowds. In fact, one time I had a situation where I think it was my iPad set up on the table and Kickstarter was already open. And I was like, hey, anybody that, it jumps on the Kickstarter right now at the table or today, if you can prove you did it today, I will give you this free thing. And that generated a lot of buzz as well. So yeah, you can definitely
and
take
having
advantage.
a tablet set up running your Kickstarter is not a bad thing ever. A digital portfolio running on the table is not a bad thing. Good afternoon, Kristen.
Good afternoon, Kristen. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Madhouse. So yeah, we are talking about campaigns, the summer, promoting your stuff at shows, marketing. That's the thing. Last show, I made a note about like potentially putting together like a little marketing 101 video for YouTube, specifically for comic creators, because something we talk about a lot is that like comic book creators are spending their brain power like trying to make sure they've got a good story and that that fits into 22 pages or something, and then they've got artists and colorists and they're trying to figure all that out, and then they get it done, and then there's like no brain power left to put into the marketing part of it. And so sometimes I think that's a new skill set that needs some practice. Hi, buddy. Yeah, he is all over me today.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I just can't help the cat's killing me over here.
I know.
Oh, it's bringing a tear to my. He's so intense in what you have to say. If I didn't know any better, I swear your cat was mean mugging you.
I think he's infatuated with me.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Benjamin says, I sometimes wish that Kickstarter was more like Indiegogo, so those nearly funded campaigns could still push something out. So I think what Benjamin's saying right here is that on Kickstarter, it's unique in that if you don't hit your goal, if you're $5 short of goal, you get nothing. Big old goose egg. Because they don't collect any money until the end. Whereas on some of these other sites like Indiegogo,
Mhm.
I think they take the pledges as they come in, and you collect whatever you get. And so you could still potentially get your book going, even if you didn't quite hit goal. But that's all the more reason why this show is important, because Kickstarter is where most of the backing is happening. That's where most people are at. It's kind of like, there's lots of places to shop, but eBay is probably still one of the biggest. You got to
And
go where the people are.
I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade here, but Indiegogo does not have the best reputation, and a lot of people steer away from it. Just I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I agree, but at the same point, Indiegogo is already sketched for a lot of reasons, and people just refuse to use it. So,
well,
enter as you may.
I think we actually have today on the thing a different one from Fund My Comic, which I don't know as much about, but there are a lot of smaller fundraising, comic specific fundraising platforms. Indiegogo, I think, does more than comics. Then we got Fund My Comic, and they have their benefits, but one of their biggest challenges is getting people to go there, and it's kind of challenging. Benjamin saying Indiegogo shadow bans so many campaigns you have to go to Google to find them. Oof, that doesn't sound nice at all. So they don't like they don't like the campaign, so they don't push it out there. Is that what you're saying?
Bury you. Wow.
I'd be so mad about that.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is with us. He says Sam's rubbing against my arm here is like that scene from Thor: Love and Thunder where Star-Lord keeps trying to look past Thor, but Thor keeps moving his eyelash. Yes. Yes. I constantly have to look past Sam.
Right. But I do applaud your Fantastic Four T-shirt. I saw the film already as a special screener.
I'm going to see it tonight
for 5280 Geek. I went and saw it on Wednesday, and oh boy. I mean, it's not saying a lot, but it's the best Marvel movie in the last couple of years. I mean, the bar is obviously very low, given that you have the unwatchable Ironheart. Thunderbolts was good, but it's just a movie about super soldiers, and it kind of, I didn't like the ending, and hugging it out just is not an ending for me. I'm sorry. It's just not. We don't hug it out, and it's just all good. So, it's not bad, but in the last couple of years, this is by far the best Marvel movie. And it's full of feels, and I have to say, exactly, that is not saying much. I agree 100%. This is by far the best thing of all time. I know everyone has had issues like, his voice and all that. Yeah, bullshit. This is the best thing, and I absolutely am in love with him. There isn't enough screen time for him, just like Mr. Terrific and Superman. I hate that character. Who puts a gigantic T on their face for a mask? I never liked the character. I just think he's just kind of wimpy. But he absolutely steals the show in Superman. So I have that same love right there. Both are very different films, but there is going to be the battle of the box office. DC, this is their best film in a very, very long time. Fantastic Four, shame. And we get a full-size purple Galactus. It's not a shadow. It's not a cloud. It's not this weird ambiguousness. Yeah. It is Galactus.
I've heard good things. I think one of the things that I've heard that makes me the most hopeful about this movie is that they really tried to treat this movie like a standalone. Like, there are so many Marvel properties in the last, probably close to 10 years that you got to go do homework for to really know what's going on. If you take somebody that has never seen any Marvel movie or show or read a comic and then put it up against someone who knows all the Marvel lore, the Marvel lore person is going to get so much more of what's going on. And from what I hear, like, this movie isn't written like that. It's written as like you can enjoy it if you don't know anything about it. And when I heard that, I was like, that sounds great. I'm looking forward to that.
They even explain one of the Easter eggs that they put in there specifically, and it's at the end. Wait for the final credits. There are 2 post-credit scenes, and it's so well put together. It's very well crafted. The only problem, I have 2 problems, and I'll tell you one. I'm still hung up on the Silver Surfer being female. And I think this is a huge miss on the writer's side of it, that if you're going to make a female Herald, okay? If you make a female Herald, just make it Nova. Just turn her into the Herald. It would have made so much more sense, especially when you finally get the final scene with the Surfer and everything else. The Surfer doesn't need to be female. It doesn't.
Right. There was like, what, 4 Heralds? And one of them was more woman, was Nova.
Yeah, Nova was a Fantastic Four member. She saved the planet and gave herself up to Galactus. Same thing, and became the Herald. She even had an affair later with the Surfer. So you have all of these elements that should they just use the lore. It's right there in front of you. But it does take a lot from the Coming of Galactus storyline that everybody knows. They did an excellent adaptation. The 60s feel is absolutely perfect. I mean, the only movie that did the better Fantastic Four is The Invincibles. That's pretty much what it is. Nice. But all in all, I mean, I can't say enough about the film.
I don't think you could answer this one. Isn't this spoiler territory?
Fan 4 destroyed the universe by. Okay, it's ambiguous as far as what they do. They definitely do not treat the big bad with a certain level of respect. There is no ultimate nullifier. So the one story that how the story concludes in the Coming of Galactus is Reed gets aboard Galactus' ship, grabs the ultimate nullifier, threatens to use it, and Galactus hightails it out of there. They come up with an alternate idea. We do get to see the inside of Galactus' ship. We don't get to see Galactus' cat, unlike Sam over there. But they do come up with a very creative way of how to handle Galactus.
Chris is muting because he's like, oh, they're giving me spoilers.
No, I won't give any spoilers. I mean, they beat Galactus. I mean, come on.
Who knows? Maybe they hug it out.
You know what? His big toe was lonely. Let me get some loving on that toe.
I'm excited for it. I'm gonna go see it tonight. I don't want to hear any spoilers, but I am excited that you're excited. And
I am excited. Again. Good. It's not. I mean, last year we had Wolverine and Deadpool. It's very, very comic-y. It's very inclusive. And like I said, the Silver Surfer is one of my issues. Pedro Pascal, I'm kind of on the bubble. I'm gonna watch it again to see if my reasoning on that is fine. But I think comic fan and non-comic book fan alike will enjoy this movie. You do walk out with a case of the feels. It is full of heart. Nice. Same as Superman. Superman's got a lot of heart. I mean, Gunn crafts an incredible story, incredible characters, and even the ones that like showed up for 5 minutes, I still was like attached to. Jimmy Olsen, come on. I don't like that character, but now I want to know more of like, why is he a chick magnet? Why does everybody love him? He has 5 minutes of freaking screen time. But anyway, that's coming up in a podcast for 5280 Geek later next week.
Cool. I look forward to that as well. That's wherever podcasts are at 5280 Geek is going to be there.
Yes, sir.
Let's get back to the point of the show, the comic book showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Are you ready?
Oh, baby. Am I ready? I've been dying to do this.
All right, audience, let's get to it.
Let's fucking go.
There can be only one Highlander type situation. Behold, my wheel of destiny.
Pitter patter, let's get at her.
Time to spin the wheel.
Time to spin the wheel. All right, this week we've got Drumsticks of Doom back again. John Westhoff is back with issue 3 of Drumsticks of Doom. We've got Dusk Love Bites by David Job. How to Hunt a Hero #1 And then our special guest from last week had her campaign launched that same evening, and it's already hit goal. Path of the Pale Rider is on our wheel this week. And then we've got Quest 1 through 5, Phantom Hawk Resolute, which is our Fund My Comic entry. And then Who's Bad? That's literally the name of the comic. Who's Bad? So let's see who's going to be number 1. Get my trusty Sharpie out here. Looks like Who's Bad is first. All right, next up. Number 2. Oh, yeah. Oh, right on the edge. Oh, that was so close.
Oh, okay. Yep. There we go.
All right, Sam, get out of the way. I can't write. All right. Lori, you made it on the wheel on the very first try. That's destiny right there. All right. Last and final entry for this week. Number 3 is going to be How to Hunt a Hero, number 1.
Oh.
All right. Be sure and check out the other entries, which was Drumsticks of Doom, which has got 19 more days, so they might be on the wheel again next week. Then we've got our other one, Dust Love Bites. They've only got 4 days to go, so they won't be on the show next week. So be sure and go check them out. They've just gone over goal, and check it out. It's a vampires and magic and love, all kinds of things. Still think they should print it on sparkly paper. I don't know if you caught that last week.
Yes, I did, and it's not funny.
It's not funny. We've also got Quest 1 through 5 Epic. It's only got 8 hours to go, and they have, I mean, they set their goal really low at 300, but they're at 2,480, so that's fantastic. And then lastly, Phantom Hawk Resolute is on fundmycomic.com. Go check them out. They've still got 16 days to go. They might be on the show next week as well. But we want to support those comics as well. So be sure and check them out. All right. All right. Let's get to our first one, which was Who's Bad? Dun, 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 dun. Who's Bad? That's all I can think of. Let's see here.
See, mine goes right away to like Who's Fat. I mean, it's just
Weird Al.
Yeah, I can't help it.
All right. So, Who's Bad? What 0 through 4? It says, "What if?" ? A henchman for Lex Luthor ended up with Superman's powers, but with original characters, so we don't get sued.
Okay.
that's the pitch line right there.
I like that. That is very clever.
This is marked as a Project We Love campaign on Kickstarter. They have a $3,000 goal. They're currently at $2,000 with 52 backers and a whopping 24 days to go. So that tells me they will probably hit their goal. So, are we ready for a video? Who's ready? Who's ready? It's quiet out there today. Maybe Chris is still muted. He still thinks we're talking about Fantastic Four.
So, that's an average of like $38, almost $40 per person. So that's pretty good number. All right. People are liking it.
People are liking it. Let's see what this video tells us. I'm trying to find all the different ways to watch this full screen. Here we go.
Because I know where the power and control lies now. and know who has it, who wants it, who can take it, and most important, who can keep it.
What's happening to him? That's it. That's all we got. What do you know now that you didn't know before the video?
Dude lost an arm, man. That's screwed up. Def Leppard. I don't know shit. Okay.
All right. Now remember, guys, we got this video checklist. I'm gonna throw this up here real fast. Does it engage in the first 30 seconds? Well, that was only a 30-second video. Did it engage you?
Sort of. I mean, I wouldn't even give that like a full check. I'd give that like a hash. Like, kinda.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Second question: was it story about the creator, or was it bio stuff about the creator, or was it trying to jump into the story?
I mean, it jumped right into the story, which is fine. That's great. But it took for granted that people know what's happening prior to this. So you're fueling your continuing support. However, new viewers have no idea what, like me, I don't know what's going on. I see a chick sprawled out. I'm thinking like, something horrible is going to happen to that woman, The Reanimator style is basically what I'm thinking is going to happen to that chick. Done. And then the dude without the arm. Why doesn't he have an arm? Why is he sitting there looking mopey? Is it going to grow back? How did he lose the arm? Where is the arm now? Is the arm going to show up later with a bunch of stamps from different countries that it's visited? But I mean, yeah. Just saying.
I love this comment too. Like, we're on a roll. You're cracking me up. And then I look down and I see Adam Touch One leaves a comment that says, "My Dino Nugget chicken sandwich is more interesting than what I just saw. What is going on?"
I mean, the art's cool.
So I try to do this in the same way that I do it for my crowdfunding clinic service. I want to hit the positives and the negatives. The things that we're hitting on are problem things, right? Things that can be improved. We don't know the previous stuff, so this is being written to those people who already know. But there are some positives. You're all about the comic instead of talking about yourself. That's a plus. Question 3: does it have art from the comic? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
I think there could have been more exciting art than just seeing a guy wincing or sitting over, but it does have art. It does not have a voiceover, or did it?
It does. It has dialogue, but I don't know in reference to what the dialogue is for. So it's very ambiguous.
It was a little out of place. Like didn't just say "in a world." It was just jumping into the story. So that's still better than having, a lot of dialogue to read on the screen. So we'll give you credit for using the voiceover, but it wasn't something that was like getting to the point. What'd you think about the audio levels?
It seemed fine. It seemed like it wasn't there immediately. So I don't know if he had the fade in set incorrectly for the video when he lightened it up on the timeline. But I mean, it seemed fine. I wasn't like, oh my god, and I could hear it. So
okay. I did. Again, you answered the next question: is do I know more now? And I also don't know any more than what I just got. And is it delivered with energy and excitement? And definitely didn't feel that either. It's trying to hit that note of something somber just happened, something bad just happened, but I have no connection to it yet, so I don't feel that emotion. So I think that video could use some improvement in getting the new readers hooked, for sure. Back to this one. There we go. So let's see. Down below it says, "Who's bad?" We got some cool artwork right out of the gate. I do like the artwork.
We got the handy tabs on the side.
Yes, they're using the jump points. That's bonus points there. Who's Bad, number 4, is a 28-page or 40-page deluxe comic book with 12 additional pages of behind-the-scenes concept art, scrapped pages, panels, and creator commentary. So I'm assuming that means that there's 2 different choices you have with the book. Welcome to the world of Who's Bad. It's action adventure. Series synopsis. A lowly henchman thinks all his problems are about to disappear when he obtains the powers of the world's greatest superhero. However, a world full of vengeful superheroes and jealous supervillains beg to differ. And then it says issue synopsis. A lowly henchman for the notorious supervillain Xavier Coltrane just accidentally killed and gained the superpowers of his boss nemesis, TOA. So what does Dade, that's his name, Dade. Dad with an E. Dad, maybe it's pronounced Daddy. It's
Daddy. I see what you did there.
What does he do? He robs a bank, of course. His bank account has more red circles than a Target logo, and his elderly neighbor are about to be evicted. Will Dade or Daddy be able to pay their rent in time? Especially when Xavier Coltrane arrests a power vacuum. I'm lost. I'm trying to keep track. I'm lost. Fans of Justice League, Avengers, X-Men, Gargoyles, and Invincible. Meet Dade McBain. All right. So beautiful artwork, high caliber artwork looking there. So there's a lot more information here. Here we've got all these names. I don't know if you can see them bolded here. Yeah. But they're going through all these different characters. There's one named Badger. There's one named Shifter. There's one named Space Main, Oceana, and whatnot. And I'm already overwhelmed from what's going on above. I really probably would have stuck with this part here about the lowly henchman getting powers. What does he do? He robs a bank. Why? Because he's going to get evicted. All right, that's a small-time story. It's not a giant fight supervillains and all these other things kind of stories, but it's personal. Like, I can relate to wanting to go rob a bank if I had superpowers. And then you can introduce a lot of this other stuff into the story once they start reading it. I think that's something that happens a lot in campaigns. We saw this last week, if I recall, that people try to tell everything about what's going on in their story in these campaigns, sometimes in the descriptions, and you're not leaving anything to the imagination, or leaving anything for us to discover in the comic. Just get to the stuff that's going to hook us and the juicy stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, this probably wouldn't have been bad for like the voiceover, adding a little more art, kind of build it up, and even give us a question. You know, I have superpowers. What does he do? He robs a bank. I mean, and then it just goes bad from there. I mean, you can add a lot more to kind of hook people, or, you know, what happens when he robs a bank for the first time. I mean, there's so many different ways to reverse hook this to get people in. And as we have discussed before, giving names to characters, we don't know. And in this kind of part, we kind of care, but I mean, are they villains? Are they heroes? Who are these people? We don't. There's just sum it up in a smaller paragraph. We don't need all the names. We don't need all the descriptions. Just keep it short and sweet. This is just like, I'm with you. This is just too much. You didn't think it through.
Yeah. So I have some teenagers in my life, well, 11 and 13, and they are constantly world building in their brain. They're always talking about characters that they're developing, but their characters always revolve around their abilities. This character can do this, and this character can do that. And just so you guys know, I'm going to say this is going to sound super harsh. When you're making a story, if your character development is my character does this and this character has this ability and this character has this ability, you're still storytelling at an 11-year-old and 13-year-old level, right? Characters are not based on what their powers are. They're based on what challenges they face and what kind of person that they are and those kind of things. The powers are how they're going to be affected by those powers. That's what makes the story, right? So you can take 10 different writers and tell them all that this character has the one ability and get 10 different stories because they're going to have different approaches to it.
I mean, that was the whole point of Spider-Man, okay? Spider-Man has these unique abilities, these powers, the equivalent of a man-sized spider, okay? But the story was Peter Parker. And just Peter trying to exist, trying to get by, trying to sell his pictures to the Bugle, just trying to be Peter Parker. Yes, Spider-Man is a hero and all the fights and everything else that happened in between.
Spoiler alert, Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
Oh, my God! Oh! Now, we all know it's Miles Morales. But, I mean, there are those moments where when the character's not being super. What's the story? What's the drive? I mean, there's just, you can't be in the suit all of the time, and a power is not a characteristic, or it's not a character driving story. I'm sorry.
Right. So it looks like they've got a couple of covers. They both look nice. Good looking artwork. The artwork here is really good. So props.
I think it looks great.
Yeah. We've got a lot of reward tiers. I'll get to that here in a second. So I'm going to kind of jump through here on the right. We've got Who's Bad #4 PDF, $7. Who's Bad Deluxe PDF, that's the one that has all the extra pages, for $10. The physical copy of the book is $12. And the physical copy of the deluxe is $20. Those are pretty comfortable prices for a Kickstarter campaign. And then we've got the collected edition. So this is important. I'm glad it's here. We've got Who's Bad 0 through 4. So 5 books, 176 pages. The PDFs are $25. And then we've got, I was looking for there we go. Who's Bad 0 through 4 physical copy. 5 full color comic books for $55. That's pretty good. It looks like it also comes with the digital editions, so that's good too. So
you can bag and board them and just read it online. No, I think that's great. I mean, the pricing is right on point. Absolutely.
Yeah. So then we've got some T-shirts. We've got a Royal Oaks Comics physical catch-up. So I assume these are other books by this studio, Royal Oaks. So here's one. You can get drawn as a supervillain in Who's Bad #5 for $250. So that's pretty cool. Nice. And that's their whale tier. That's their biggest one. And then it looks like it's shown down here that you also get the deluxe #4, all the PDFs, a bunch of other stuff along with that $250. So that's good to see. So as far as rewards go, I say they're pretty good. They're right on point with the pricing. There's nothing standing out as being an issue at all. The artwork looks great, but I do feel like some clarity on an excitement about why we should get this comic. Why is this comic different? And that's the thing. Like I was saying earlier, just saying that your character has an ability is not make it that different, because by this point, almost everyone has had that ability at some point. But what makes this comic worth reading? Why should we get this? That's what we want to dive into. Let's see. Benjamin here says, I'm out of the loop. This is the 4th issue and he just got powers? Maybe. That's kind of what it sounded like, but I'm not sure. I think it was a recap of issue 1, but he wasn't clear about it. Out of Touch says, "The world where powers gained could change the current personality of the person, thus either focusing baddies to be good or good peeps turning evil based on the powers sprung on them, maybe." I think I get what you're trying to say. That would still be about the character. Like you said, if you have a character who, is down on his luck and struggling in life and, just trying to do the right thing, but then all of a sudden gets superpowers, it's very probable and realistic that they might go too far and go over the other side and start becoming a villain.
It's possible.
And that makes good storytelling.
Does absolute power corrupt? Absolutely. I mean, that could be a great focal point, but again, it's still not the story. The powers are his powers. How he reacts to them, there's the story. How does this character evolve or devolve? What are the choices that are put in front of him? Does he just continue robbing banks because that's just what he's comfortable with and it's what he knows, and he's afraid to step past that with his newfound powers? There's a lot to be done. I mean, but we don't know. It's there's just so many unanswered questions. The art is great. I love all of it. I mean, the line work is cool. The palette, the choices, all of it fits very well together. The pitch, it's a good start, but I'm left wanting more.
Yep. Well, lost. Okay. Now we're going to head on to our second entry, Path to the Pale Rider. And this is another comic that is an ongoing series that has previous issues, previous comic book issues. So let's compare how they are introducing us into a comic that's already ongoing. All right. Let's see this one here. All right. It says Path of the Pale Rider, issues 1 through 7. Follow apocalypse cowboy Jude St. Clair through the wasteland as he searches for what broke death. Will Jude survive this issue? Right. So tagline checklist. Did that explain the concept of what's going on to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it reflect the genre or the tone of the comic?
Yeah.
I feel like when it says an apocalypse cowboy through the wasteland, it sets the tone pretty well.
I mean, you can't get any more detailed than that, I don't think.
Right. Does it introduce some sort of character conflict or stakes? So we introduced a character, Jude St. Clair, who's an apocalypse cowboy. He's going through the wasteland and he's searching for what broke death. Now, I don't know. I'm playing the devil's advocate, I know, but I'm acting like I don't know what that means, what broke death. But it's still intriguing enough that I'm like, all right, I want to know what that means.
Yep.
So, and I do feel like this is phrased for newcomers, not just returning fans.
It really sounds and has the feel. I don't know if you ever read it, East of West. It was an Image comic, and it did deal with it gives me that when the whole description and all of that comes at the end. That's the visual that I have. I have an East of West kind of visual in my mind without having to dive into the comic. And I loved East of West. Absolutely one of my favorite
great series.
Image books. Yep.
All right. So, Lori did a short launch because I know she launched this on the same day that she was guesting on the show last Friday. So it's been 1 week and there's 14 days to go. So she did a 3-week campaign. She's already hit goal. Yeah. She had a goal of $4,550 and she's already hit goal of $5,000. So doing great. Congratulations, Lori, on that. Let's see if this video tells us what all the hype is about.
Hi, I'm
2 minutes.
Writer, creator of Banana Peel. Really? Take 2. Hi, I'm Lori Calcaterra, writer, creator of Path of the Pale Rider. There is a link in this video that will take you to a hidden reward on this campaign. So pay attention. Returning backers, congrats. Because this is issue 7, which is my favorite. It's what we've been waiting for, and I cannot wait for you to see the ending. It is killer. And for the people just finding Path, oh boy, are you in for a treat. Becca, what is Path of the Pale Rider? Oh yeah, Path of the Pale Rider is a Western apocalypse comic book series where death is broken. We're following a cowboy through the wasteland as he sifts through conspiracy theories trying to figure out what the heck happened. We don't have flesh-craving zombies. We have people whose soul didn't leave when their body died, and their mind slowly rots. There's no magic bullet to the brain. There's no escape. You feel pain, you decompose, you lose your humanity. And by the way, this affects people, animals, insects, fish. So do you have like 5,000 questions about how this world works? So does everybody else. Mostly the answer is put hot sauce on it. Hey! Eyes over here. We'll talk hot sauce later. Pay attention. There's a ton in the campaign below, so just go explore. You're going to find amazing comics, variant covers by talented artists, ketchup tears, hot sauce, t-shirts, riddles, custom pop, kick-ass stretch goals, unique handmade items. Oh, and did I mention hot sauce? I really hope this is your new favorite read. Thanks again for backing this campaign and supporting indie comics. I hope you start on your path today.
Well, there it is. There we have it. You got all kinds of emotions on your face. Let's go through the checklist here. We might have different answers on this, so we'll both answer. Were you engaged?
Yes.
Yeah, I was too. One of the things that is very challenging to do, especially when is being on camera. You know, you talk about that all the time. And I thought that Lori did a great job in mixing some humor with a lot of visual graphics. Like there was words coming up, there was record sounds, scratch effects, and all that stuff changing and popping on the screen is textbook ways to keep your audience engaged.
Agreed.
So that really
she
helped.
wasn't going to let your attention wander. She wanted you focused, and I would almost say 5 to 10 seconds, there was something new that dropped that kept you engaged, whether it was a graphic or a sound effect or her change in pitch, which was, I noticed and I appreciated. I actually liked that portion of it. Like she knows what she's doing, and she's definitely giving you a curveball to keep you on the hook.
Yeah. So do you feel like you know more now of what's going on from that video?
I mean, we have looked at this this story campaign, yes, before, so I kind of already know this. So I get it, but we don't know anything more about this issue. So, and I know it's a collective of all like 1 through 7 on this one.
Yes, looks like it. 7
So
issues.
So 7's the new one, right?
Right. Yes, that's
so.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what's going on with issue 7. It's just a continuation, but I do like how she spun it to all the questions you have are the same questions in the comic. So let's discover the answers together. So I do like that approach and that spin on it, but at the same point, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Did you see, try to put yourself in the mind of seeing this for the first time. Did you see enough artwork in it that intrigued you, that made you interested?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so too. So was there energy and excitement?
An overflowing level of excitement
An
and
abundance
energy.
of it. Love it. So all in all, a lot of positive points on that video. So guys, take some notes. There are a lot of different ways to make videos. Being personal and putting your own twist on it, which is definitely what Lori did here, is made it her own and put her own flair on it. is what people are going to resonate with. But you got to keep excited. You got to keep enthusiastic, and you got to keep visuals happening. You can't just stand there and drone on for, 2 minutes straight.
Well, I
Right.
think that she accomplished the best is that it fits the genre. It fits the comic. She didn't deviate from the story she's sharing, the story that she's telling us. She didn't go into her bio. She didn't go into other comics that she's done. She gave us an example of what this is like right out of the gate. So you already have the expectation, and then she supported the statement by here's what's going on. So she did a great job of setting the tone and then basically fulfilling it, and just kept with that pace. At no time was there a moment I was like, oh my God, will she just stop talking? I actually wanted to know what else she was going to say. So being engrossed in that whole moment, I mean, it didn't feel like 2 minutes. And I almost, when you said it was 2 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, please, please do not talk about yourself. I mean, and I know it's
she didn't.
Like, she didn't. And Matt said it. It's hard to be on camera. It's hard to do this. You're uncomfortable. You expose yourself. You put yourself out there, and immediately you don't know what to do with dead air. So you start talking about yourself. Well, I've done this, and you want to validate yourself in your project. Don't do that. Let the project speak for itself. I don't care who you are. I want to know about the book.
Yep.
I know that sounds so harsh, but God damn it, I don't want to know about you or your platform or any of the shit. I want to know about dead people that don't die. And she did a marvelous, marvelous job of getting that across.
Chris says he liked the quirkiness of the presentation. The audio could have been a bit more polished. Maybe so. I do feel like there were some times where the microphone seemed like it was far away. And then other times you had the sound effects that were very, very strong. But all in all, I still heard everything. I could definitely see. Out of Touch said, hot sauce. Is it the cure to the pain of this world? Maybe, but I do know that hot sauce is something that has become a staple in Lori's campaigns. Much the way that socks have been a staple in Matt Knowles' campaigns. And the hot sauce is she makes herself. And so these are in all her campaigns. It's sort of like her trademark.
I mean, cool. I have a friend that has like 2 taste buds, and unless there's hot sauce on it, he can't eat it. I mean, it's not a chance.
Yeah.
So I get the hot sauce thing. Even we have our own hot sauce for Colorado Festival of Horror. So hot sauce is here. So embrace the hot.
So one thing I know for sure, let me go back to the campaign here, is that Lori does a lot of different reward tiers. So we may not be able to get through them. We might have to skim on some of these. But what I do want to do is scroll down and see if we can get that missing link, that piece of information that you are looking for, which is what is this issue about? And see if she gives us that information. So we've got what is Path of the Pale Rider. This is about the series. She's already told us about that. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit. What would you do if upon death your soul didn't leave your body? You're now trapped in decaying flesh. That's still about that. There we go. Path of the Pale Rider, issue 7, is a 24-page full-color issue and picks up Jude St. Clair's story in the apocalypse. This issue is a major plot point and will change everything going forward. What will you find in my favorite issue? Well, it is a non-stop tension, dread on the edge of your seat, heart-pounding action. Don't believe me? Listen to what these readers have to say about what's coming. So we got some references here. If you're a previous reader, welcome back. If you're new, don't worry. We have catch-up and reward tiers. So it's more like a teaser about what's in issue 7 rather than specifics. Was that good enough for you?
Yes, because she's already set the tone, and at least it's addressing to new readers. Like, okay, hey, this is the one, this is the one you don't want to miss, and here's the opportunity to catch up. Or if you just want to jump in, that's fine. So I appreciate that, and I like the testimonials, and they're not written testimonials, they're video testimonials, which even speaks more to the fan excitement built around it. So I think that's a great add-on.
Well, speaking of trademark, and Lori's Hot Sauce trademark, I feel like Smurf is now getting a trademark. We're going to put it on a shirt that says, "I don't care about you." We should be in small text. I want to know what your story is about. That was
I
great.
can't help it.
That was great.
I got a couple of truths. What can I say? Truth bombs, baby.
So, back to the campaign here. This is great stuff. So far, Lori's doing a great job. This is obviously someone who's done a lot of campaigns and learned from her mistakes and improved it over the years. So if you are new to crowdfunding, be sure and research other people's stuff like this and look what she's doing. You may not be able to offer hot sauce, but maybe you can create your own trademark. Maybe you could tell everyone that you don't care about them.
I don't care.
So there's lots of, also notice there's these embedded videos. So here we've got a video that's telling people, some different people saying what they like about the thing, giving it some credibility. And then we've got another video here that's talking about Path of the Pale Rider. So that's great for those people who don't want to read, just say, hey, if you don't like to read, look here. Literally, it says that if you dislike reading, watch this elevator pitch instead. So here is a look inside issue 7. We got some interior artwork from issue 7, which is always important. This right here, I know this is supposed to be like an undead guy. Let me see if I can make this all the way full screen. There we go. But this scene right here, for some reason, reminds me of Enemy Mine. Where you had like a human character and an alien character working together to try and survive the harshness of the planet or something. I don't know. That's what came to mind right then. Looks like he's injecting with something, and then he's being picked up. It looks like he might be either made to look like one of the decaying bodies or something because his skin is all gray now. Maybe he's secretly infiltrating the dead. That's interesting. Yeah. Then we've got a GIF previous issues, so you can see inside a recap of the previous issues. Something akin to a cocaine bear happened in a previous issue. I remember that. So there's a lot of craziness, cool stuff going on here. I'm going to jump down to the rewards. There's a lot of them. We've got t-shirts and hoodies. We got 2 cover combos. Custom pops. Man,
Jesus.
See what I mean? This girl's got all kinds of stuff. Now, there is something new to this. I want to jump to, let's say, this one. Kickstarter has just launched this service, and Lori was on top of it. They have a new thing called Secret Rewards. And basically, it's a reward level that's not listed over here on the right. You have to find a link to it or get directly sent to it. And so in her campaign, there is a link up in the video. It's a QR code that takes you to it. And it tells you all about what's in that secret reward. But then once they purchase it, they get added on to the campaign total, just like everybody else. So it's a new feature. They just added it, and she's taking advantage of it. I think there's going to be a lot of ways that people could use that. So we've got all these covers. And now, like I said, they've already hit their goal. So now they're into stretch goals. So this little dog, I don't know if you can see it. It's this little painted 3D sculpted dog. And his name is Sad Pancake. And she only made 4 of them because she 3D modeled and printed them themselves. And so they're all gone. And And so it's a lot of the stuff she had like very limited runs, and that was a really quick way of getting rid of this stuff because they've been claimed, they're gone. So, and then there is the hot sauce. Look at that, 5 different flavors. So let's look at the highs and lows of the rewards before we go on to our third and final entry. Issue 7 only $5. That's a great entry point. Issue 7 with no digital added is $10. There's an early bird reward, which is apparently still going, which gets you a sticker along with that and the PDF for $15. There's a number of variant covers. Looking for the catch-up tier. Lots of cool variant covers from great artists. I mean, there we go. We got a digital catch-up tier of all 7 issues for $25. There's a smaller catch-up tier with just the first 4 issues, which she calls the catch-up packet. And then there's a hot sauce sampler, T-shirts, more physical catch-up for $65. Get all 7 issues. There's a wooden cover.
I saw that.
Immortality. I'm going all the way to the bottom and see what the big ones are. Because there we go. All the things for $500. All the goods plus the newest pop that we create. First dibs on this shocking version of St. Jude Claire. No pictures because it's a spoiler. And you get one of everything. Your name on the thank you page. The digital copies, the physical copies, the wooden copy, the stickers, all the things. There's also a full page ad tier for $500. Maybe we should get a full page ad for the comic book showdown of Ultimate Destiny.
I like that.
Right. Yeah, it's always a great tier because here's the thing to keep in mind, true believers. Most of the people that are backing you on these campaigns are also comic book creators. We're kind of in a small circle of people here. So we're always backing each other, supporting each other. So offering something that benefits them is always a good idea.
Yep.
There's a retailer tier. There's the Jimmy the Cricket, not Jiminy Cricket, Jimmy the Cricket Pop, Funko Pop, sketch covers, the secret reward, $125 secret reward. Okay. Don't know what you're going to be getting. Just
the
throw
secret
money at it. Right. So there you go. I think that's about all we have time to look at. I'd love to take a look at more, but we got to move on to the next one. What was your overall takeaway, sir?
You know what? Her flair for names and marketing is unmatched. I mean, the girl is clever as fuck. I mean, I gotta tip my hat to her. She is absolutely learned and improved. This is a vast improvement. I mean, the last campaign was good. This is better. Evidently, she has been paying attention and has had a few takeaways of her own. And I applaud this. I approve this message.
I approve this
campaign. And you know what? I care. Just saying, I care. I care.
All right, that brings us to our third and final campaign. Remember, if you like this show, be sure and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you are a campaign creator and you want to get your campaign looked at before you launch your campaign, be sure and check out the crowdfund clinic at actionlinestudios.com. All right, let's get into number 3, How to Hunt a Hero.
How to hunt a hero. How to hunt a hero.
There it is.
He's right there.
I love it. I'm loving that voice. How to hunt a hero.
How to hunt a hero. God, that's a yellow cape. What are you doing? You're not hiding in the shadows with that kind of cape, young man. I see you. I can see you from space.
I see.
And I can nuke you. Uh,
All right. So, our title, How to Hunt a Hero, number 1, Cryptids, Superheroes, and Love. Oh my. What did the title tell you?
not a damn thing. Cryptid, so there's monsters?
Does the title reflect the genre, tone, or the protagonist?
No.
Not yet. Okay.
No.
Does it sound cool?
It sounds cool, but I mean, how does cryptids equal how to hunt a hero?
That's correct. So, more questions than answers.
More questions than answers. It really doesn't. I mean, I don't know if it sets a tone, but if the title is how to hunt a hero, I expect like a handbook or just kind of something of like bullet points of, leave out cheese, name a sandwich after him. I mean, you're hunting a hero. I mean, dangle a woman off the edge of a building, tie her to the railroad tracks. I mean, those are the kind of things, and I know it's cliche, but cryptids is, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, the Jersey Devil. Those are cryptids. That's not a hero.Ose are monsters. So the correlation, maybe a disconnect. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe the heroes are the cryptids. I don't know, but it doesn't help.
All right. Well, let's look at the tagline. It says, in a world where monsters of legend have abilities, a cryptid hunter imbues her crush with their powers, making him the first superhero. So, does that explain the story's concept to you?
A little better, yes. Yes,
A little better, okay.
It does. Yes.
Does it feel like you're intrigued a bit more?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm curious. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
What kind of cryptids are we going to see? Ooh.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's jump back in and see. We've got a goal of only $300, but they're at $1,174. So that's definitely making some money that you can actually do something with. Because I say that because if you hit goal of $300, you're not going to be able to do much for $300 when it comes to making a comic. Sorry to say.
I mean, that's an average of $27 per person. So that's excellent. That's really good, especially for kind of a first run. Everybody loves cryptids, so I think it's a solid start.
Okay,
gives you a budget.
All right, then we've got our video. Let's see what the video tells us. It is 1 minute and 48 seconds. Let's see if it keeps us intrigued for the full duration, like our last one.
Holding on. That was abrupt.
What happens when a villain doesn't have a hero to fight? She makes one.
Audio
This
levels.
is the story of Avarice Greedy,
Bad.
daughter to the CEO of the Greedy Corporation. Child genius from an early age. And self-proclaimed cryptid hunter.
Did she say carpet muncher? I gotta go back.
She said cryptid hunter.
I'm hearing what I want to hear, I guess.
Oh my god! But enunciation is key.
And
That is
self-proclaimed cryptid hunter.
Cryptid hunter. There it is.
cryptid hunter. Yeah.
She has spent the majority of her young life hunting and collecting creatures of legend. But soon she found that she had no more cryptids to hunt. That's when she set her sights on her longtime crush, Joe. But there was one problem. He was already taken. So she devised a plan to win his heart once and for all. Catering to Joe's love of comics, she secretly infused him with the powers of all her captured cryptids. And now, she plots and schemes in the shadows, waiting for the day when she can reveal to Joe that it was she who made all his dreams come true. And that together, they would be unstoppable.
Hey, there's some enthusiasm. Whew. That was a workout to get to the end.
Wow.
All right. So, let's see. Oops. I'll get it here in a second. There we go. Did this video engage you, sir?
No.
No. He's like, I wanted it to, but no.
I wanted it to. The problem is that sharp drop on the audio really distracted me. There was no like fade, and the audio going into the voiceover was so mismatching, and the audio for the voiceover, at least there was something there. Sounded like Christopher Walken there for a second. But I mean, it was low, it was echoey. If you're going to redo a voiceover and you don't have gear, take your phone into your closet, close the door, raise your levels, and talk into your phone. That is the best advice I can give you if you're going to try and do a voiceover without gear. All right, because you're getting echo. There's sound effects, and the audio levels are not matching, and it's very, very blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm. I almost feel like that audio was like maybe AI or something. It was almost had in fluctuation, but then also didn't. So I'm not quite sure.
Well, anyway, I don't think it reflected what the story was, because there's so many different elements to this story of, okay, he doesn't have powers, but he has powers. She's creating a hero so she can hunt him, but then later team up and rule the world. It's very Scott Pilgrim-ish, which is kind of the feel that I was getting. But all in all, there's so much coming at you. There's not a definitive narrative.
So what would you feel like is the most enticing thing that you would make you want to like know more about this book? Like which angle should be the one that they should emphasize more?
I mean, I guess
is it the fun, campy kind of Scott Pilgrim-esque vibe, or is it the cryptids?
I would.
There's a lot going on.
There is. I would probably focus, since it is about cryptids, I would focus more on the cryptids, her being a hunter, nothing to do. So I'm going to give myself sport or something along that line, and I would focus on that. The romance and all of that, great. But there's just so much conflicting stuff coming in, and maybe it's just the way that it's laid out, the pauses and the breakups, there's not a flow to it. You can't get, and maybe this is just the problem with the video, you can't get into what's going on. And maybe it would flow better if there was a better voiceover or it moved at a quicker pace. But all in all, it's just jerking. It's like driving a clutch and not getting the gas in the clutch, because you just kind of keep jerking.
That's a great example of a great
analogy. Can't get into it. I can't get into
just
a flow. Yeah. It's just, okay, here we go. Ugh. All right, here we go. I mean, that is basically what I felt through this video. So,
yeah. Well, like Benjamin said, some of those pauses were, it's like she'd say something, we get an image, and then there would just be this like long pause. Like you said, that jerk of like getting going again. So I think this is a great example of like, this is a video that if you had sent it to us at the crowdfunding clinic, we'd take a look at it. We could probably take everything that you have content-wise and streamline it into a much more efficient video, because you have all the components. It was just presented in a way that wasn't flowing very well. I mean, you have voiceover, you have visuals. They just needed to be edited a little bit better. The audio levels were something that I noticed right away, like up and down, up and down. So it made it challenging and distracting. So down into the story, we open up with some imagery, and then let the hunt begin. Overview. There we go. What would you do if someone gave you superpowers against your will? Okay, so this is a new angle that I didn't catch in the video.
See, again, here's another angle. You've got to be consistent. What is the pitch? And you can't keep throwing all these new elements at it. There needs to be some unification as far as, okay, what are we getting into? What is this? Is it about the cryptids that they're hunting? Is it about giving them powers? Is it what?
So, yeah, it says, join us in this unique tale of a superhero who gains his powers from an unlikely source while being manipulated from the shadows to satisfy the desires of an egomaniac. Now, I've looked at this imagery up here. Oops, I'm not showing it. I didn't realize I wasn't showing it. Hold on. There we go. All right, so this is a page of the book. We saw some of these images in the video. A lot of the video was focused on this character, and I didn't even get that this was like sort of the antagonist of the story.
Right.
I was thinking it was the protagonist, but apparently, if I'm dissecting this properly, the story is actually about the character who suddenly, the boy, the boyfriend or whomever.
No, it's not even the boyfriend. It's the love interest that is with another woman. So again, there's anyway. Go on.
Anyway, go on. So, I'm still trying to piece it together. It says Hunt Hero #1 is a 32-page super action comedy that comes with 5 awesome cover choices. All right, that's clear. That's good to have. Always make sure and tell people how many pages your comic's going to be. I love that it also clarifies that there's 5 cover choices. For the fans of Supernatural, Sleepy Hollow, My Super Ex-Girlfriend, I think you guys should have gone with Scott Pilgrim in there.
Yep.
Why Kickstarter? Well, we already know why Kickstarter. And then we've got another section down here that says story, where we're talking about the details. So in a world with our no superheroes, Varsity discovers that cryptids are the only creatures on her Earth with special powers. With her family's wealth at her disposal and her super intelligence, she spends her teenage years and early 20s finding ways to capture and study these creatures. There are so many things going on in this story.
Again, I mean, some of this stuff could be left for the reveal, and I understand, like you've said, this episode, you trying to shove as much out there as humanly possible, trying to get everyone. Obviously, there's people that are interested. They're doing well. However, there's just so many different components that I don't know what's my focus. And am I focused on her? Do I want her to get the guy? Do I feel sorry for the guy? Do I feel sorry for the cryptids? Do the cryptids rise up? I mean, there's so much. So much. And how does she give the guy powers from the cryptids? I mean, and if she loves, I mean,
Smurf's getting frustrated over here. So this artwork shows some action. Obviously, like a Bigfoot looking character, a big robot. Maybe that's how she fights them. This looks good. This looks cool. We got some cool shots of Bigfoot and her in a kind of a mech outfit. But yeah, Benjamin brings up another good point. I'm trying to use the artwork to get a sense of the tone and the genre. And he's asking, is it sci-fi? Is it supernatural? Is it rom-com? Which is it? You can get too many things going on here. I feel like when I look at these pages, these panels, it definitely has a campier comedy more kind of feel to it.
Yep.
But like that's something that you can clarify because, I mean, it did say the show Supernatural, but I feel like that show leaned like 70% dark and like maybe 30% comical. So I don't know. But then we get into the rewards. We've got a $5 digital tier. Digital Deluxe is all the covers. Physical reward for $12. I do like how these are being presented with nice, clear, big graphics, so you know exactly what you're getting. So good job on that. A couple of different covers. This one's by Roy Gonzalez. Another one, they're all by Roy Gonzalez. I know this one's by Eddie Nunez. Hollow foil cover. You can get all of them for $49. Let's see if they have a whale tier. Looks like their whale tier is that $49. So you get basically all the different covers. So I feel like there's definitely room for expansion on the rewards. If you've got that many different covers, you've got this scripted thing going on, all these different things. Surely there's a way to have some original art. Sketches.
I have a suggestion for the whale tier.
All right, let's hear it.
So not only are you dealing with cryptids and all of that, why not have a cryptid handbook? And it's how to kill a hero, or I mean the whole thing. You could tie this up with the cryptid handbook of all the different cryptids with their just a quick bio and all of that, original sketches and all of the various covers, and escalate the price up to at least, like, I don't know, $150 and leave that at a very limited print run. But I would do the handbook. How I mean, that we're dealing with how to kill a hero, right? How to hunt a hero. All right. Yes. How to hunt a hero handbook. How to hunt the whole thing. Play into it. Lean into this. I mean, there's so many other things going on. Lean into your title. Lean into what this is based on. How to hunt a hero. So give us that. Give us a handbook. And I think you would probably have more fun. And I honestly think that would move really easy, especially if it's original sketches, bios on the characters, some of the sketch covers, and just have fun with it. And because how many cryptids are there? How many cryptids has she carried? She could even, you could style it like a journal that she's doing and how she created and gave him his powers. And I'm sure it's in the comic, but you could do this fun little thing and just totally play off of your title, in my opinion.
Well, that is exactly what I feel. I think that's a good way to expand the universe, expand what's going on without really giving anything away, and engage people into something more. I think you could also add sketches, whether they are in the book sketches or original art sketches. I know that Out of Touch one said he liked the last cover, which I think was this one right here. By Eddie Nunez. That did look
it's beautiful. I mean, the campaign itself and the execution is very well done. You're not wasting time. You're to the point. The pricing is on scale. In fact, I think the pricing is affordable, and it is glorious for a Kickstarter. And I think for the volume that you have generated actually speaks volumes of the content and everything that you have done for the covers and all of that. So there is hope, but pick something. Stop throwing all this at me at once, because my brain can't handle it, and I've only had 2 cups of coffee. Only.
All right. So again, before we go to our final pick, be sure and check out Action Line Studios crowdfunding clinic for $20, for somewhere between $20 and $35. You can get your entire campaign reviewed, taken a look at, and get a lot of these problems sorted out so that you're not losing backers. So be sure and check out that service. In the meantime, we need to decide on a winner. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready, sir.
I am ready as well. Let's hit the drum roll. Right, with the hot sauce. There it is. It's probably not a big surprise based on our responses. I know sometimes we give it away while we respond, but honestly, it just comes down to the pitch, and that's what this show is about. And that doesn't mean that any of these campaigns are not going to be good comics or good stories. It means that they just need to work on delivering that to the audience, particularly people who don't know anything about it. So be sure and check out all of these comics on Kickstarter before they're gone. And I do want to give a quick personal shout out. I am raising money to help get my mother here to Colorado from where she's at. She's had a lot of medical things coming up, and trying to get her closer to family and get the medical treatment that she needs. And it's expensive, and she has to be relocated. And so we're raising money on a GoFundMe, and I will put that GoFundMe in the comments after the show. But anything you can do to help, especially sharing it out to other people. So appreciate that. Also, be sure and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And Smurf, where can they see you and find you and all the great things that you do at 5280 Geek? And then you can see us out.
You can find me at 5280geek.com, 5280geek on Facebook, 5280geek on Instagram, on all major podcasting platforms under Weekend Geek Update or 5280 Geek. I will be posting up. I've been traveling the world, so I got some material for my podcast coming up. My new season starts next week, so definitely got some things for you. More geeky Geekverse coverage, and probably some things from San Diego Comic-Con. So stay tuned. I know. Spoilers. Anyway, and on that bombshell, we shall say goodbye. But in the meantime, run fast, laugh hard, and always be kind. Good night!